Alrighty, let's do this. Okay. Here it is. Maybe the most... Metroid 3, baby, let's go! Maybe the most, like, well-received... Hear that? That's probably sounds familiar by now. This is what it's all about. Oh, we getting a sizzle reel? We're getting a sizzle reel. No, I don't want to know. Look at this, though. I mean, look at this opener. A bunch of dead scientists that are like torn apart and bleeding. By the way, mind you. No sizzle reel. Bring me back. Bring me back. Yeah, if we can Super Metroid. I mean, do I even need to... A game that needs no introduction, right? Like, this game is a certified classic, right? I feel like everybody knows, whether you've played the game or not, you know about this game and you know that it's good. Like, I mean, like, even more so than the first one and the second one, like, even more so than the first two Metroid games, this one, like, defined a genre. Not defined a genre. It both created and perfected its genre of Metroidvania. So, the inspiration for oh so many games in indie delights. And now here we are. I've never played through this game before. However, I have, unlike Zero Mission and unlike Samus Returns, I have seen this game all the way through multiple times, probably, because it's a big speedrunning game, and I always watch freaking AGDQ and SGDQ, right? So, like, sorry to say, oh, the head tone. English text, yes. Special setting mode. But controller setting mode. I'll just keep it at what it default is. What's special setting mode? Icon cancel. Manual, I guess. Moonwalk. Off. Oh, like shot hold. Shot hold and then move to moonwalk? You know what? I'll keep it. Don't know if... Oh. Please use this controller. Right. I do have save states because this is on the Wii U. That is how I'm emulating this. Very interesting. Do I have any special features on the Virtual Console stuff again? I don't think so. No, yeah, there's no special things on the in Super Metroid. I had like on the gamepad on the screen. I could bring up the original booklet that came with Zero Mission, which is cool. I guess with this game it doesn't have that, which is fine. Okay. Let's get into it, though. Now, I may have seen this game all the way through.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
I was not expecting voice acting. I first battled the Metroids on planet Zebes. It was there that I foiled the plans of the space pirate leader, Mother Brain, to use the creatures to attack galactic civilization. This freaking music. Oh, look at that. Look at that classic freaking gameplay. I next fought Metroids on their homeworld, SR388. I completely eradicated them, except for a larva, which after hatching, followed me like a confused child. Oh, no, I get it. I'm sorry, that wasn't classic gameplay. It's recreating gameplay from the original first 2 Metroid games using the assets from this game, which is super cool. Of course, I played through the 3DS remake, or remaster, remake of Samus Returns, which is originally called Return of Samus, which is interesting that they changed that. I personally delivered it to the Galactic Research Station at Ceres, so scientists could study its energy-producing qualities. It's here? Oh. Never mind food. My food got here literally right when I sat down to start recording. We didn't even make it past the intro. For Pete's sake. But that's fine, because all that means is now I'm full of burrito. And I have an Arnold Palmer, so get a drink. Get something sweet. Get something sour. Get something... Water. Drink water. Everybody should drink more water. Anyways, let's get back in it. Speaking of those suspend points. Okay, so this is interesting, actually. This pointed out something that I misunderstood going from 1 to 2. Is that in 1 we're on Zebes, but on 2 we're on SR388, which is we were in 2 different planets. See, I was confused because in 2 we landed on the planet and I was like, oh, we're going back? Why are things different? What is this place? Why does everything seem so weird? It's because SR388 is specifically the homeworld of the Metroids, whereas Zebes was just where the space pirates headquarters are. So that made sense. Well, that made more sense now. Cool. So let's see here. I personally delivered it to the Galactic Research Station at Ceres, so scientists could study its energy-producing qualities. I love how moody this screen is, especially with the music. Super intense music. This, though, I mean, giving the last remaining Metroid over to some researchers, that seems kind of sus. Oh, I actually said sus. That seems kind of like not, oh, I hate that I did that. This seems kind of not great. Let's see, the scientists' findings were astounding. They discovered the powers of the Metroid might be harnessed for the good of civilization. See, here's the problem with that, though, is that Metroids are, by their very nature, extremely destructive. So, obviously, with this one Metroid, is proof that they don't have to be malicious entirely, right? But still. Satisfied that all was well, I left the station to seek a new bounty to hunt. But I had hardly gone beyond the asteroid belt when I picked up a distress signal. You know, I would love, because Samus is a bounty hunter, I would love to get games or stories where you go hunt bounties, like other bounties that aren't related to Metroids. You'd probably calling it Metroid specifically wouldn't be great, but... Oh, Ceres Station was under attack. Yeah, well, there you go. The moment we freaking leave. Space colony. Oh, this is a colony. Oh, crud. This is just like... Oh man, what's kind of crazy about this too is that like okay, L to shoot down. How to shoot up? Okay, gonna have to get used to the new feel of it. It's much floatier than the 3DS game, which makes sense. Which also leads me to believe that things aren't going to be going as crazy, maybe, as they were in the 3DS version. Dang, things are so eerie right now. It's not very often we get to go to a place that has, or that had, other people on it. We saw like 1 or 2 Marines in 2. Man, I remember I played this demo a lot because the demo of this game came in Super Metroid. Came in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And so I played a lot of the demo, which was just about this beginning bit. Hey, buddy. Oh. Freaking Ridley. Ow. Ow. Dang it, Ridley, how many times do I have to kill you? I don't think you can beat Ridley. I think you have to just, you have to get low enough. That's such a cool, that's so cool. Oh, crud. Oh. That's pretty great. Normally you end these games with a self-destruct sequence, and this one you start with one. Oh geez, everything's falling apart. Oh, this team doesn't actually hurt you, which is good. Oh, there we go. Going back to Zebus. Okay, so now we're going back to what the first game was. What took place, which is interesting. Important thing to note, because it's probably like, yeah, wait a minute. I think it'd be easy to really wonder why the heck Ridley, Man, my bullets are really slow. They come out super slow, too. Oh, whoops. Look how goofy. Look a little goofy. Man, I'm thick in this game though. I'm a pretty wide person. But yeah, it's important to note that Ridley actually. What can we say? Yeah, let's just leave. I want to leave. I want to go home. Do I have a home? I guess Zebus was my home, huh? Dang, that's actually kind of sad. Nah, now that I remember that. Interesting. Just getting a feel for it. Okay. Yeah, the Metroid Prime series takes place in between, if I remember correctly, it takes place in between 2 and this game, which is the explanation for, like, because if you see Ridley in 2, he's robotic, which makes sense because we whoop him in we kick his butt in 1, so this is a very moody start to the game. I kind of love it. I think it's in between 2 and 3. This one. They really do like spend a large time. Well, I mean they really do put the effort into. Oh, this is where we killed Mother Brain originally. Oh, that was like. Oh, that was like the that was the path back up. I thought it looked kind of odd, like the placements of all the platforms and stuff. That's pretty cool. That's a nice touch, going through the freaking original. See, they really did care about, like, the narrative stuff. And, like, they really cared about connecting all these games. Way more than, like, because, like, if you think about, like, the Mario games and Zelda games around this time, like, maybe Zelda 1 and 2, because 2 is, like, Return of Ganon and all that kind of stuff. Like, you're trying to stop people from resurrecting Ganon. But, like, none of the other Nintendo IPs. Oh, look at the visor glow. That's great. None of the other Nintendo IPs, Morph Ball. Just the same way, just where you leave it. Right where we found it the first time. Oh. So, okay, well, they now know we're here. Oh, we don't have bombs yet. Cause like, look, going to the effort to like keep the layout here the same, from as it was in the first one, that's like great. I don't know, it's like little details like that. They really, obviously, they really cared about they really cared about like the world building and stuff. Press the X button. Okay. Oh, right, you press select to, okay, switch stuff out. I don't think we can go all the way back yet. actually see. If we go... Yeah, this is the map we're dealing with now. Well, it looks like it does mark... Brinstar right now. Okay. It does mark where the things we've picked up are. I don't know if... I don't think they mark where things are to begin with, though. If I remember correctly, I don't think we can get back up, though, can we? Let's see. No, we can't get all the way back through, huh? Oh, look at that. Yeah, this is criteria. I don't think we can get all the way back up through. Let's see. Whoa! You guys weren't here last time. Just in case, you know, we were thinking that... Oh, yeah, the door opened back up. Huh. I'm gonna have to get used to this jumping. It's completely different than the other two games so far. I do not have enough missiles to be testing walls and stuff. Although I doubt there's any secrets here. You know, I say that, then there's absolutely gonna be secrets here. I think it's a far job. Oh, there's like... We got the music picked up. There's a bunch of enemies and stuff now. Hold on, should I have checked that? Is this the correct way to go? I was under the impression... I was under the impression that I was going back because I wanted to open up the door, get secrets and stuff. Right? Aw, dang. Oops. Dang, you have to use that many missiles to open a door? That was literally all my missiles. Ow, that was my first hit. It kind of... Kind of hurt. I'm gonna be honest. Map data, okay. Oh no, they do mark on the map. Okay, so they've been marking where upgrades and items are for a long time. That's great. No, that's actually awesome. I think that's super cool of them. But they've been doing it since since way back when. Cool, okay. Got the map. These small guys, kind of ridiculous to hit. Get the save point. Yes, please. Oh, look at that animation. Very nice. Sip. Okay. Oh man, you move in the ball, jeez. Oh, I was able to shoot him off screen. That's nice. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if we were operating under the rules of enemies don't exist if they're off screen. Seems like they do. Okay. Missiles do not reveal what walls need. Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh, they explode into bits. That's no good. Nice. Man, you really need 5? Okay, so I'm gonna have to really be careful with my my missiles. Turn to a ball and set with X. Okay. Oh, here's the question though, right? What? What? Whoa, wait. Chill? Chill out? Oh, am I supposed to turn into a ball right there? That would make sense. Yikes. Oh. Oh, let me heal it off though, which is nice. Criminy, I thought you had to fight that guy way later. Was it like a Chozo android? That wasn't an actual Chozo, right? I don't see why we'd be fighting if it was. It's weird, I was actually getting some lag spikes, so I'm wondering if this emulator... how this emulator actually is? We got a lag spike. Maybe it's just something with how the original game ran. Or how it like loaded and rendered stuff. I feel like I want to be going down, but... Let's go this way. Well, let's save that, right? We have to remember to... Gotta get back in the habit of making sure to save whenever I have the opportunity. There's not gonna be any auto-saving before fights or things like that, like there was in Samus Returns. Man, I feel like if I haven't been talking as much as I normally might, it's just sort of like... Oh, I probably need the sprint thing, right? Sprint through it? Yeah, probably. Yeah, see, not having to like hold up at a diagonal, but just being able to hold a button down to aim up and down is nice. Super nice, actually. Yeah, if I've been just like quieter than I normally would be, it's just sort of like, I don't know, the game's a lot moodier, you know? I'm just sort of like taking in the atmosphere. I'm getting kind of lost in it. I'm getting lost in the sauce. What can I say? Oh, I needed the ball for this, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to test to see if I can do infinite bomb jumps. Sweet, more missiles. How much does a missile capacity give me? It gives me all 5 that I would get normally. Okay. You're not gonna come to life, are you? I'm gonna freaking check. I'm gonna be checking over my shoulder now. After that, jeez. The explosion's not as big, so like... And if I'm falling down, it doesn't lift me back up. If I hit them, I have to be like up in the air first. Let's see. Okay, I got it going there a little bit. It's just like it's just gonna be about finding the rhythm. Oh. Just rolled straight through it. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Oh man, I'm gonna have to be very observant. I do know that with this game especially, like, I don't know. You could just kind of like, gotta shoot everything. Gotta explode everything. Because you just don't know. Although the map, I mean, having a map for the area should at least show me where there's actually, like, places to go. I don't think there's not just like hidden areas that aren't on the map, right? I don't think so. See, it's no wonder. Scientists try to be like, oh, here's this like extremely dangerous, destructive thing. Why don't we try to, you know, harness that power? And then immediately it's like, oh, you mean like the villains? Oh, speaking of which, here they are. Here's the villains. You know, I'm actually curious. Oh, that's what I was talking about before. It was bothering me because I couldn't remember what I was talking about. Ridley. Because the Prime games, they've gone on record saying the Prime games, they're not an alternate timeline or anything like that. The Prime games are, in fact, part of this universe. They're part of the main timeline. The 2D and 3D games are not separate from each other, which can be confusing. Here we go. I wonder if I can spam it and it would still work. Maybe. I'll have to try it. I've got to hold down up if I want to shoot up. That sounds silly to have to say, but... Is that powerbomb? Okay. More missiles is always good. I simply do not know where anything is, so I'm gonna be bombing literally everything. Oh, God, okay, I can be launched forward, that's good to know. I did it. It's much faster. It's like, instead of, because in Zero Mission it was da 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 da, and this one is da 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 da. Nice, okay. Good to know, good to know. I can do it. It's a little harder to get started, but once you get started, it seems like it works out just fine. Ooh. Actually gotta consult the map. Oh, have I done everything here? Was there nothing else to do? Oh, well, I guess there was that. There was the super missiles. That's what. Right. Oh, opening up the. Not super missiles. Not yet. Just the missile tank upgrade. That was what I was doing. That makes sense. So I do need to go back. Silly me. Silly me. Well, can I. No. Cannot look at anything past where you are. Nothing past over here? Aha. Soup. Power bombs. Okay, so now, beginning of the game, we already see 2 end game item spots we need to blow up. You know, me and my friends were talking about the other day, actually brought up Metroid Prime and the 2D Metroid games because we were talking about how, like, Nintendo gets super weird trying to, like, force all of their games into, like, the same timeline, trying to make it all work. A lot of people, not just Nintendo, really, honestly, a lot of people do that. Because, like, the Tales of games do that, too. They say, like, oh, these games are set... Yeah, they're all in the same world. Like, Symphonia's in the same world as Abyss. They're just, like, 10,000 years apart or whatever. And it's like, what... If you're gonna... If your excuse for why the worlds are so completely different from each other, right, is that, oh, it's because they take place 10,000 years apart. If you're going to say that as an excuse anyways, why say that they're set in the same world? They're not. They're just not. It just doesn't make sense. But like Nintendo tries to put all the Zelda games in the same timeline, even though that gets weird because I mean, art style alone, they don't really look like they fit in the same timeline. At least with the Metroid games, right? There's like a visual visual through lines with everything, even though like graphics get updated and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like with some things, I can see it. It can make sense to me. Like in Mario games, it's like, well, Mario games are all silly and ridiculous anyways. So the fact that you're going to some new fantastical land in the next game, that's not far-fetched. I don't think that's too far-fetched. I buy it. Guess we want to go. Well, we can't go to the right, so I guess we have to go to the left. Try to find a way through it. Need to be more diligent. Not this way. No. Oh, but we got an upgrade, so we're going to save. And I know we just saved not too long ago, but we gotta be done. But like, yeah, but we were having that conversation, and I brought up the Metroid games, and two of my friends said, like, you know, they responded in a way that is totally fair and it totally makes sense. They said, "Oh no, the 2-second timelines. Prime and the Prime series is its own thing. It's like an alternate timeline or whatever." And I said, "Oh yeah, no, that would make sense, except for the fact that the the creator has gone on record saying that nope, they're the same thing." Oh duh, gotta blow up this wall. Like nope, same thing. Sorry. And it's like yeah, but does it have to be the same thing in order to? Oh, this place is. Look at the freaking environment art in this game. It's so good. Completely different biome now, because before it was all like overgrown with green grass and stuff, and now we're I got launched. Holy crud. I appreciate the reasonable item drops from enemies. Oh, a free energy tank. Thanks, game. Heaven knows I'm going to need it. I'm getting battered. You're just much slower and floatier in this one, so I feel like they probably designed it in a way that, like, they expect you to take hits. Okay, have to use missiles on these guys. Nice, okay. Nope, nothing there. Yeah, it looks like you can just spam the missiles, so keep that in mind. That was kind of eerie. Oh. Right, of course. This is the subtle, not so subtle way of giving you your objective. Hey, look, it's 4 terrifying monsters. With glowing eyes. I wonder if I have to kill them all in order for something to happen. Probably can't be the case. You know, it's just Ridley. Just Ridley's there. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's whatever. This is cool though. Have you noticed how many times the music has changed since we first started the game already? We're like what? How far are we in? Like 38 minutes in. We've already gotten, I feel like, 4 different tracks. Granted, there's a lot of ambient stuff, but ambient is definitely not bad. Metroid is definitely some of the, like, the darkest, moodiest, like, stuff out of all the Nintendo franchises. Well, I mean, like, you know, Kirby is dark, technically speaking. Oh, this thing does not like being shot. I take it I can shoot this guy? No, I cannot shoot that guy. Okay. I drop a lot of missiles though, so I shouldn't be afraid to use missiles on them. That's for sure. Still got it, baby. I still got it. Let's go. Sorry, I just had to. Gonna take a sip while this is going. Oh, music picking up. Oh, dang. You know, I'm sitting here talking about how the music is mainly just atmospheric, but then they dropped that freaking beat. This totally has like 90s animated film to it. This feels like some like early Ghibli, the Castle in the Sky kind of stuff. I love it though. This is great. And that dissension, like it's all metal, and then it slowly turns into overgrown vines. Like you're surrounded by like thorns and stuff. That's great. Whoa. Okay, those guys are a lot. Map, not bad. Whoa. Meridia, Norfair. Is that a boss? Is that a boss over there? Well, Criteria is everything up atop, back where like Mother Brain's base of operations was. So this is Brimstone, baby. We're going deeper. Oh, I like that. Oh, I didn't even think about that. You like start where you ended in 1, and then you go lower. You go lower and lower into that. It's like you're descending into something much darker than anything you've done before. That's cool. I like that. Look at this guy go. Oh, dang. Oh. Oh, this is your equivalent of a refill station. There's a lot of bugs to fight. Well, joke's on you, game. I wanted to drop down here. So how about that? Okay, so... Somebody's trying to lock me out. That was my bad. I'm a silly little bean. Okay, no, so the whole floor breaks. Well, that floor breaks too. Well, then methinks I can't do anything about any of this. Can I get one more health? Missile's fine. Okay, I'll have to come back there when I have something, I guess? I can't get over this song. This song kind of freaking slaps, I'm gonna be honest. It kind of goes hard. I like how they really eased you into it too, right? Like, cause all the other music was either ambient, or was like just eerie, or really desolate feeling stuff. And then you drop into this like alien forest, and the game's like, okay, the game starts now. The first like new thing. Oh. Note to self. Okay, so I don't want to shoot these guys. Yeah, shooting these guys is not going to help me. The screen gets progressively darker. That's interesting. Oh, nice. Missile refill station. Nice, okay. I got some crazy ups. Look at this. I actually jump higher than this building is tall, right? Like than this room. That's pretty crazy. Okay, let's not shoot out the bugs. Ouch. Okay. Okay, the spikes are not like too crazy. Ouch. Oh, criminy. Oh no. Ow. Okay. There's I just gotta get... I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm gonna die. Okay. I'm not gonna write off the precision platforming right away. But oh, got really dark in there. It's that was a little rough, I'm gonna be honest. I just need to get used to it. It's not that the jumping and stuff is bad. You have a lot of maneuverability in the air, right? Which is good. See, it's doing that. I'm used to in platforming games holding back a little bit after you go forward, but when you're doing the spin, you go way further back than you would want, than you normally would in anything else, right? So I'll just have to be more careful. Dang. Okay, the enemies they're introducing do not screw around. That is for sure. That's the speed one, right? Yeah. The booster. Okay. Can't kill those guys yet. Already introducing enemies I can't fight yet, which is interesting. I'm gonna go down first. Oh, let's go high. Oh, that's a grapple hook thing, right? Yeah, looks like it. Which is probably how you get the whatever items here. Oh. Power bombs? I see everything. I see every obstacle before me and I'm like, power bombs maybe? Ow. I think I want to use the stick. The D-pad? The stick might feel a little bit better actually for this game. I bought a controller for my Wii U because a lot of the games I'm going to be playing, even after I'm done with the Metroid series, I'm gonna need it. So, oh well. What do we got? Charge beam? Nice. Okay. I love how I can get so autopilot on this game. After playing a couple of them, it's like, oh, what's that? Oh yeah, there's like a wall in front of me. Okay, here, let me bomb it really quick. Because it's absolutely going to be a drop down of somewhere to go. Okay, well this is for sure super missiles. So, I got that. Man, Samus Returns though. Although I will say, playing one game after the other is making me pick up bad habits for the later games in the series. Because like, Samus Returns introduced like the ball can just jump, right? Maybe I can do that eventually, but as of right now, I cannot do that. So I'm like, every time I go down, I try to jump, and then it just puts me out of the ball. Need to get better at switching my angles on the fly, though. That's for sure. Going. Oh, I actually despawned that guy by running too far ahead of him. Okay, so you can't despawn enemies off of... Oh, you shoot them enough and their wings fall. Oh, I dodged that. Honestly, might wanna... Oh, they die in one hit from missiles. Okay. So it seems like I need to be making some... Oh, interesting. Look, when I have the charge beam, I glow yellow. Does that change something? Hold on. Just seemed like an odd spot, that's all. Had a hunch. Dang, okay. Just gotta go back and forth. Isn't that bad so far? The music is like haunting. I don't know how this game, how they captured so perfectly this, like, the dread of exploring some alien planet. Like going deep into the bowels of it. Am I doing the right thing? Normally bosses I feel like would be changing color. Ow. My rhythm. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, he's pissed. He is very unhappy with me. There we go. I got out of rhythm. Oh, he's almost good. He's almost dead. Nice. Okay. Ooh. Oh, look. Everything around him died. Everything just decayed. Wow. That's freaking disturbing. Oh, everything all the way up to here. Get me out of here. The freaking music. Bring back the beat, please. Oh no, it's back to eerie music. Into the bowels. Super missiles? Am I speedrunning the game? They already gave me super missiles? Really? That just seems like... Look at my idle animation. Ugh. Pixel art is an art form all of its own. It's gotta be said. Yeah, this is I already got super missiles. Here's the thing, right? Watching speedruns, does not help you necessarily retain the inner workings or the way a normal playthrough of a game might play out. So like, I did not know. Oh wow, shooting the door, it shook the room and then like things fell out of the ceiling. That was interesting. Oh gee, who could have guessed? I could have. I just chose not to. Ow. Okay. Well, I think there was a super missile. Let's see, the one in the middle of this room needed grapple hook. The thing at the bottom needed super missile, I think. But then it would appear there's a place to go. Oh, right, this is... I wanna say power bomb? Things that are orange and red are usually power bomb, right? Unless it's just, hold on. Unless it's just charge beam. Do charge beams have their own door? They could. And why shouldn't they? No. Okay. I've got some plant life. That's cool. Hold on, actually. Ooh. Nothing over there. I like how shooting enemies actually kind of stops them in their tracks a little bit. Unlike in Samus Returns, where shooting enemies was like the most pointless thing ever, and the whole game which is about one-shotting stuff. Here's the thing, right? Already, and I'm not here to just, I'm not trying to just dunk on Samus Returns all over again, right? But here's the thing, right? Already, I have found uses. For instance, like, I'm currently fighting enemies that take multiple hits, not nearly as many hits as they might in Samus Returns. But they get staggered from me shooting them normal, which is nice. There's been a lot of enemy types, like that. There was a new one right there already. Looking straight out of Plants vs. Zombies, that one. But also, all these missiles, I have to actually think about, like, because, like, 5 missiles, you need 5 missiles to open a door. I actually have to think about, yeah, I kind of saw that coming, but I wanted to give it a shot just in case. Well, dang. Okay, gotta go a different way then, I guess. Although this seemed like it was the way to go. Well, there's spikes on the ceiling though. I can't go where there's spikes. Well, now that I have super missiles, where would be the way to go? Was there a super missile door somewhere else? There was a super missile door in the bottom of that room, I think, maybe? Let's see, we'll do some backtracking. But yeah, I have to actually debate now my resources, right? Because like in Samus Returns, you get a bajillion missiles, and there was like no point in using them, right? Like there wasn't really a point in doing anything with them. Oh no, I do have to go this way. Can I actually wall jump? It looked like there was a little animation there of me being able to wall jump. Who's to say, though? Hold on, that's not gonna fly. But yeah, I have to actually think about, like, okay, I'm getting a lot more missiles, but it takes a lot more to, one, open a door, but they one-shot enemies. In Samus Returns, they did not one-shot enemies, right? Like, no, these would break with power bombs if that was something I could do. Is it just that one thing? Oh, silly me. I think what? No, I thought maybe because it'd be faster. But so it's like, man, in actual fights now, missiles are extremely valuable. But also I need them to open doors, so they have this dual purpose, right? Samus Returns, it felt like there was a lot of things that acted as keys, not a lot of things that acted as Very confused. Unless, I mean, this can't work, right? No, yeah. But I have to... There's definitely gonna somebody at some point is going to be somebody who's like, oh, I've played Super Metroid a dozen times. It's my favorite game. It's right there. It's so obvious. Why don't you look? But it's like, I'm not looking because I don't see it. I didn't, like, soft lock myself, did I? No, there's no way. Dang, I'm gonna like die. I'm hurting. Okay, I'm going to say... No, yeah, that's not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. That can't be the intended way. Oh, wait, I can just shut everything off? That's cool. It's good to know. I don't know why I would want to shut all this stuff off, but... Yeah, I'm gonna cut to when I figure this out. Yeah. Pause. Hold on. What? Wait, what? There's a sprint button. They didn't tell me that. Is that how I was supposed to look? Listen, alright, I know this is an SNES game, so there were 4 buttons you could use, right? But right now they'd only been having me use 2. Outside of the triggers, like all the face buttons, you use X to shoot, A to jump, and then Y doesn't do anything. But then I was running around, and I held down B, and just like in a lot of games, it makes you sprint. Normally, like, I don't know, I thought I was kind of booking it already, but no, there's like a sprint button. Now, granted, I would have to make a claw in order to shoot and sprint. You probably wouldn't want to shoot and sprint anyways, but... Yeah, and sprinting lets you run over this stuff, which normally you need the reason that confused me is because normally you need the speed boost in order to run over that kind of stuff. But now Samus is just packing. Like, she's just that fast. Wow, okay. That was a little... I mean, this game didn't really have a tutorial, you know? I know this is, like, before hard-set tutorials in games. But, like, I didn't know you could sprint. Come on now, game. Infinite bomb jump time? Oh no! They stopped you from doing it! They knew what they were doing. Making that thing breakable. Ow. What the heck was that thing? Ow! No, please, I don't want to die. Weird, hold on. Well, no, I gotta go the other way. When's the last time I saved? Do I dare use... Do I dare use a save state? No. I refuse. Oh, healing. Never mind. Imagine if I didn't stick to my guns and I used a save state, meanwhile, on the other side of this door there was healing. What absolute scum would I be? So then save points don't give you all your stuff back, right? Do they even heal you? It'd be nice if they healed you, but no, who's to say? Okay. Well, pickup range is actually pretty far, which is nice. Hey. Guess that's like a get out of obstacle free card. Wow, water makes you like slower than anything I've ever seen. Oh, not a super missile. Oh, I got one back. Also, I mean, maybe it goes without saying, but, the music kind of slaps. This song is also good. Oh. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, you can use power bombs to break these, right? Maybe? I want to say you can. I'm going underwater now? Am I still in Brinstar? Oh, I'm not gonna be for long. I'm about to go to Norfair. Ho ho. Well, it's trying to block me off, but, I can't be stopped. I'm gonna soft lock myself, because I'm supposed to be here. Oh, I bombed myself out. Oh, there it is. I was like, oh, is this like a fail-safe to make sure I don't do things like this? Oh, hey. Actually, yeah, is this a fail-safe to make sure I don't? Because it locked this door. Unless I have to power the door or something. Interesting. Yeah, see, like, these enemies are just way easier to deal with when you have, missiles. So it just makes sense to use them there. But use too many, then you might not be able to open the door later. No, I want that save first. I've been locked out. was tiny Kraid. I didn't have much time to react to that because I was like currently in the middle of fighting the thing, but like, I'm going to Kraid right now. No, wait, no. I want to save. Look, oh look, it's him. Look, and the music's building up too. It knows. Oh yeah, let me out of here. Thank goodness. Okay. I was gonna say it would be super, super mean if they locked me in here with freaking Kraid. Like don't do it to me. Like, don't do me dirty like that. Hello? Oh, duh. I infinite bombed my way up. I'll do it again. Man, they make you work for the save point. Oh my gosh, I was using super missiles. I gotta make sure to switch off. I wish there was like a shortcut. Maybe there is a shortcut. And I just don't know it. Oh, there is. It's the button. It's the Y button. Because I said that like B and Y didn't seem like they were being used for anything. But B is to... You hold that down to sprint, and then if you have something selected with select, you press Y and then it switches back to the gun. So you don't have to flip through. Less inputs. And it's a face button that's right next to the shoot button, which makes it easier. That's great. I just really want to make sure I had this saved. We don't have a lot of missiles or anything now. If it's not abundantly clear by the giddiness in my voice, I'm having a pretty great time. I'm gonna be honest. Oh. Well, I'm in much worse condition now. To be fair, I'm in much worse condition. Whoa, wait. Oh. I'm gonna die before I even get in there. Whoa, why did it knock me so far towards him? I died. Whoa, Samus. Yes. The Metroid larva. Yes. Oh, it like shows me where I'm at and stuff first. Interesting. Oh, that sound. Nice. Yeah, that's fine though. Get that first death out of the way. No big deal. I don't know if I'm supposed to be fighting Kraid right now. I'm gonna be real with you. Ow. But, I'ma do it anyways. I need to be patient. Boom. All the healing. No missiles, but all the healing. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Refill. I wanted to point something out, though. When you do the charge thing, and then you do that, you drop all your bombs at once. I've never seen anybody do that. That's such an interesting touch. There's so many little things. Like little interesting mechanics and stuff. Oh. Oh, is it a Marine? Rest in peace, brother. Ow, whoa, I didn't know. Even the doors to the bosses hurt you. For Pete's sake. Ooh, okay. Oh, I was like, I can't go past this. But I don't need to, because he's coming to me. Isn't this stuff supposed to stick in the wall? Boom, okay. Okay, got past that. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Did I get him? Oh man, freaking like 4 super missiles because I aimed them just right. Oh crud, that was rough. That was a little rough, but felt good to figure that one out. That was hard though. I have a feeling, right? I don't know if this is true or not. But I have a feeling you're supposed to have the ice beam, and you're supposed to freeze, because his belly things weren't sticking in the wall like they did in Zero Mission. So I have a feeling you're supposed to freeze them and then use them as platforms to get up. But I had figured out early on that you can that little turn animation Samus has when she's on a wall. You have to be doing the spin thing too, which is... Well, it's hard to do in this room, but either way. Oh, got the Varia suit. You can do like one wall jump, which allowed me to get up, because her jumps are crazy. Oh, there she is. Now we're freaking playing a Metroid game. Look at us. Didn't even tell me what the Varia suit did. Oh, I like how it actually shows. What does the Varia suit do? Did I accidentally skip it? Oh, well, the other place to go down was Norfair. Did I have to do the Varia suit before going to Norfair? Is this just... Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering. Okay, I was just testing it out. That's all. Oh, what's up here? I knew it. I saw that, and it seemed like... Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. It was refill stations. I bet there's a hidden refill station before every boss, huh? I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. I just assumed the bugs. Oh, but those only restore normal missiles, not super missiles. Which makes sense. That is fair. Gosh dang it. That's so funny, though. Okay, well, first things first, let's freaking save. I figured I got that down. Oh, no, it's down here. Oh, actually, you know what? This is where we're gonna end this part, because we just, I mean, it's been like an hour and a half or so. We just beat a boss. We got a bunch of stuff. We got bombs, morph ball, missiles, super missiles, charge beam, the Varia suit. I think we're about to be on our way to Norfair. Now, again, just like what I was saying with Zero Mission, I'm not sure if I'm sequence breaking by doing the infinite bomb jump, or if that's just like an option. I think with this game, isn't it kind of loose? Like you can go to certain places before others if you want, or like it allows you to do that, and you can like figure things out. Because I feel like I was supposed to have Ice Beam for that fight. Cause like the turnaround, let's see, can I have a spot? That whole turnaround like wall jump thing. Yeah, that right there. That right there, right? That is obviously a possible thing to do, and it was working out for me. But with Kraid, I feel like the iconic thing was that his things stick in the wall. Or you get to use them as platforms, but they were coming out way too fast to like use as platforms. Unless they weren't, and I'm just bad. I could just be bad. But hey, if I'm bad, considering I feel like I just fought Kraid and beat him before I was supposed to. If I'm bad, then I can live with that. I'm the right kind of bad for this game. Yeah, okay, right now I'm vibing immensely. The game has immaculate vibes. Listen to this song, alright? Ugh. Okay, well, hey, if you're on Twitch, hit the follow button to be notified when I stream. Streaming is kind of sporadically. It's mainly when I have either a lot of parts or all the parts done and recorded to a thing, and then I stream them all at once. So stick around, and another part's probably going to start pretty soon. And we will continue the playthrough. If you're on YouTube, I'll be uploading the new parts will come out maybe tomorrow or the next day. Who's to say? But if you liked this and you want to know when new parts are out or when anything else I make are out, because I make just whatever is on my mind, then hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell to make sure you get notified. Hit the like if you liked it, hit the dislike if you disliked it, hit the dislike button even if you did like it, and if you disliked it, hit the like button. Just do whatever the heck you want, that's fine, and leave a comment, you know? Let me know how you're feeling today. I'm feeling pretty good, to be honest. But yeah, I'll catch you next time as we keep experiencing this wonderful new game. It just feels better than Samus Returns, the remake. It just does. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just... Maybe I was hyping this up in my mind too much. I don't know. I feel like it's better. It just feels better already.